first time in history. Two leagues come together, joined together by the very thing that divides them, to compete for one glorious prize. 12 teams, but only one shall be crowned champion of the world. Will your team be that one? Will your team be the ones to raise the most ultimate prize on this side of heaven? Welcome to the BFFA Ultimate Cup. This is a great moment in the history of this association. So, to get started, we have 12 teams, 6 teams from the Bayonne Fantasy Football League, 6 teams from the Bayonne Fantasy Football Championship. And each team is counted here with an envelope. We will be using a clear bag just for transparency purposes, because I like that you can see through it. And we will also be keeping track of, if I can get my, there we go. I will be posting the groups up on the board here as they're polled. Like I said, the way it's going to work, it's going to go first team pulled, Group A1. First team pulled will be, the next team will be Group B1. Then the next person will be C1. And then it'll go in the same order every time. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this will factor into who you play and when you play them. So we have 3 groups, 4 teams in each group. Top team in each group moves on. The best second place team across the board will be the 4th seed in the playoff. There will be an international bye week 10, and then weeks 11, 12, and weeks 13, 14 are semifinal and final 2-week playoff games. Without further ado, we shall begin. I will mix these up outside as I always do, and then I will throw them in. All right. I'm going to swirl them around in the bag because they don't mix a lot in this bag, so I like to keep swirling them. Just going to mix them up. Mix. So remember, this is not a draft order. The draft order is already decided by standings. This is for the groups. The 1A, Group A, Team 1, the A1. The Mexican Hyenas are the A1 of the 2022 Ultimate Cup. Get them up here. The B1, let me actually put that in first. Mexican Hyenas. The B1 of the 2022 Ultimate Cup. The Jersey Guidette of the BFFA 2022 Ultimate Cup B1 slot. The Jersey Guidette. On to the C1. The C1 of the 2022 Bayonne Fantasy Football Association Ultimate Cup belongs to the Alaskan Yeti, our C1. On to the second teams of the groups. The A2 of this year's cup. The Jamaican Reggae Boys are the A2 of this year's cup. That's it. You don't get the full name. The B2 of this year's Ultimate Cup. The B2 of this year's Ultimate Cup is the SWAT Snipers. The SWAT Snipers are the B2. The C2 of this year's Ultimate Cup belongs to the Missouri Gunslingers are the C2 of this year's Ultimate Cup. Thank you. The Missouri Gunslingers. At least I messed up my own. That's all I care about. The A3 of this year's Ultimate Cup belongs to stuck in there. The Monsters of the Midway. The Monsters of the Midway are this year's A3. The B3 of this year's Ultimate Cup belongs to the B3 of this year's Ultimate Cup belongs to the Tampa Bay Gunslingers are the B3 of this year's Ultimate Cup. B3. Tampa Bay Gunslingers. The C3 of this year's Ultimate Cup belongs to the Italian Untouchables. C3 of this year's Ultimate Cup. The Italian Untouchables are C3. that is a tough division based off last year's standings. We have a runner-up of the BFFL and champion of the BFFC. The champion of the BFFL decided not to join us this year, but the runner-up is in this group, and so is the champion of the BFFC. So 2 of the top finishing ranks of last year are in the same group. Seems like we already have a group of death in Group C based on those alone. Group A is also a very competitive group. Group B is a very competitive group. But based on last year's standings, Group C, with a champion and a runner-up who put up a great performance, is a very difficult group based off of last year. But as we know in fantasy football, it doesn't really matter, does it? On to the final slots of each group. With the A4, the Hawaiian Fire Blasters are in the A4 of this year's Ultimate Cup. With the B4 of this year's Ultimate Cup belongs to the Kings in the North. B4, the Kings in the North. This is the first BFFL team to join this group. Now, every group is officially intermingled with one another, intercontinental leagues. This concluded that Group B almost got away with the full BFFC division there, but the Kings of the North will be representing the BFFL in Group B. And last but not least, on to our final member, our A4 of Group C. And this belongs to none other than the Cape May Spartans, the C4, Group C 14, Cape May Spartans. And that concludes our drawing for the first ever Bayonne Fantasy Football Association Ultimate Cup. I want to wish all competing teams the best. I want to thank you for giving this a shot this year. And we will communicate coming up next month when this draft will be held. It will be a different day. To do 2 drafts in one day is a lot for any person. And for me, it would be 3 drafts the same day. So we're going to leave this off to another day. It will not be August 28th. It'll probably be a little closer to the start of the season, a random night online. So we'll leave that there. But so these are our 3 groups, Group A, Group B, and Group C. And I wish you all the best.